Yeah, I thought it was a good day. We had a lot of guys' time. We were able to, for the first time, get some of our young players into a match like this against a high-level opponent. So some of the USL guys, some of our young players who quite aren't on MLS contracts yet, where you can put them into a game like this and see how they do against an opponent. But I thought it was a good day. It was a good day for us. We got enough work for the guys that we intended to. Some little nagging things from guys that we're going to have to deal with over the next few days, but all in all, it's good. I thought we did enough to win the game, but we didn't take the chances, and that's the way it goes.
You kept out there for quite some time. What is it going to take for him to get his goal scoring touch back?
Yeah, I mean, I left him out there partly just to let him get a little game fitness because he's kind of been in and out, and he had a little injury that kept him out with his Achilles that kept him out for a number of weeks. So we left him out. The intention was initially to play 45, but then we wanted him to come out in the second half and loosen up a little bit and have to come out of a halftime and play for a few minutes. And just because didn't want him to just get in the habit of tightening up at halftime and not being able to come back out. So that was it, and added a few minutes. But I thought he played some good balls across. I thought he created some good opportunities for us. He just needs to find himself in front of the goal a little bit more, and it just comes with some playing and some time.
Speaking of finding yourself in front of the goal, Jonathan Osorio getting one in the net today. Were you happy to see that?
Very much so. He's had a few really good looks throughout the year, even one just there at the end of the first half, and he couldn't get one across the line. So they gifted him one there at the beginning of the second half, and sometimes it just takes one to sort of break the seal and get the feel for hitting the back of the net. And I hope that's the one for John, because he deserves it. He gets himself into some really good spots. Not specifically out of this, except Ash's came off. I could see him stretching his growing a little bit on the other side, so we got him off as quickly as possible. We don't know really at what level, and Seba has had this heel thing, and we just we put him out for 30 minutes because it's a part of his fitness in the course of the week, but we're going to have to keep managing him over time, which we've been doing for the last number of weeks. So we'll keep an eye on him. But nothing from him that will keep him out of anything, and Ash will just have to keep an eye on over the next 24 hours.
18 matches down in the league, 16 to go. Essentially, season is half over. And
Yep.
Relatively, the summer defections and whatnot are almost over. So essentially, your roster and your focus on the MLS begins this Saturday with a very important game in Columbus. How important is it to capitalize on all these chances now to make sure that if you're going to make the playoffs, you're not going to be scraping for points near the end when you have all your home games?
Yeah, I think, a match like this, going on the road against Columbus, who's a direct rival both in the table and a team that I think is a good team, it's an important match. For us, like you mentioned, we're starting to get guys back. Michael's the only one really that we're yet to get back. So I think it's whenever guys go away to national team duty and are away for a little bit of time, then coming back and integrating and getting the group to gel back together usually takes just a little bit of time. It usually doesn't happen in one match. So we're looking forward to getting into a rhythm again and getting the group flowing. But we recognize and we have an objective as a team. It's not to leave this thing at the end, but to really accumulate points on a game-to-game basis and try to put ourselves in as best position as possible as we hit the stretch. But we also want to hit top form. Once we get ourselves in the playoffs, we want to hit that top form at the end. But I think we're trending in the right direction. We need to solidify some things defensively, and I think we'll be in the right way.
Did you get a chance to talk to Jermaine while he was here?
Probably about a total of 12 words, maybe. It was a hello, and then just a little quick comment at the end of the game, wishing him well. That was probably the vast majority of it.
What do you think it says about, what do you think the low turnout, fan turnout says about the appetite for these games?
Well, I think it's midweek, which is always going to be a little bit of a tough one for people. Then I think it's just kind of middle of the season. You have a lot of games coming up. We have a lot of home games. Sometimes people opt. There's a lot of things going on between the games, the Pan Am games, and there's a lot of tickets out there to be had in the entertainment world, and I think this was just one of them. There was a fair number of fans. I thought it was a decent showing, actually, for what I had expected or had heard it might be, just because of everything that's going on.
Did you like what you saw from the 3-5-2 today, and is that something you should possibly look to see more of in the future?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we were looking to, I don't want to say protect ourselves in terms of injury, but we were looking just to keep ourselves in a little bit different shape. I wanted to vary up the number of minutes certain guys got. I wanted to give guys a little bit of extra time. So we do a little bit of variation also. But is it something we use? Usually it's something that we've used to win games at the end, to lock down games. Where we might be up 1-0 or 2-1 or something, and we want to protect the lead, and we go to something that looks like a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2. But in the grand scheme of things, this is a game where you try things, you practice some things, you take different looks, and you try to allow your team a little bit of an ability to adapt in something we may need to use in the future. But it's not something that we plan to use on a regular basis, no.